Good morning and welcome to Verbling. I'm Teacher Ryan, back here for the next hour with you. And a class today is about something that if any of you have ever had a job for any length of time, you may have had to do, and that is to go to your boss and let him know that it's time for you to get a raise in pay. But that's not always the easiest thing to do, especially if you're trying to do it in something that's not your first language. So today's class is going to be about that. We're going to look at a video with 5 tips on how to more successfully get a pay raise. We're also going to look at a dialogue in which an employee and a boss converse about this subject. So we'll see what phrases will be useful to us, how to approach it in the best way. So let me just put a couple of links here in the chat box. Here is a link to a document we're going to be using for today's class. So you might want to open that up. That's got the dialogue that we're going to use. As well, let me just give you a link to my Facebook page for those of you who would like to keep up with my classes, and maybe if you have any questions, things like that, you can post it to that link there. Also, one final reminder about our use of a microphone. If you can, try to keep it on mute when you're not talking, just to make the class run a little bit more smoothly. So let's get started and say hello to the first student in the class is Eva. How are you today, Eva?
Hi, Ryan. I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Very good, thank you. Yeah, so what have you been up to today?
Today, exactly nothing. I just sleep along, or so I just wake late. But yesterday was very interesting because I think so here in Germany, in Bonn, that was the last day of summer with 25 degrees, and we just go with my partner to the park near the Rhine River. He has a longboard, so he went with his longboard, and I just follow him with my bicycle, and I created some videos and photos, but it was very funny.
That sounds cool, yeah. So with the longboard, he was able, were we talking about a skateboard or a surfboard? What are we talking about here?
Surfboard, a longboard. It's not a skateboard, it's longer than a skateboard, and faster also, but he just learned it.
Okay. So how did he do?
Sorry?
How did he do? Did he do well?
Yes, did he do well? Well, I think so.
That's good. Now, does he have like the protection for his elbows and the helmet and all that kind of stuff?
Nowadays, not. But he had, and he wear it in the past. But on the last week, he just tried out himself without these protection things, and it's a success. So it's not necessary in the future.
So you're on a bicycle, and
yes.
you've got the camera, so you're like riding your bike and filming as you go.
Yes, yes. And I try to balance myself. Yes.
Did you have a helmet on?
Helmet on?
Helmet, you know, for your head?
Oh, okay. No, maybe yes. It should, but I didn't wear it. I don't like.
Okay.
Not so comfortable.
It's not the law there to wear a helmet.
Yes.
Because in Canada, where I come from, it's the law. The policeman could stop you if you didn't wear your helmet.
I don't know exactly the rule in Germany, but maybe it's also because I see a lot of people with in helmet, but I just see when they go with their bicycle on the main road. So so here is a lot of bicycle road, a little road, so not so dangerous, I think.
Oh, that's nice. They have like a pathway for
Yes,
the
pathway.
bicycle.
Pathway.
That's really good.
Yes, I
Yeah,
think so.
a lot of big cities are starting to put those in. Alongside the main road, you have the bike path, and they're trying to encourage people to ride their bicycles to work instead of taking a car.
Yes, I think so. It's a good idea. And as I know, in Budapest, there are a lot of uh, paths also, but I realized that it's so when it's a very big city, it's not work so easy. So it's very hard to find a way for this, and maybe here in Bonn, it's not so little, but a little town, and it's easier to
Okay.
find its way and create them. So it's cool for
Yeah,
bicycle men.
sounds like a nice place for doing some activities outside. But you said that summer is over now, the last day of summer.
Yes, I think so because it was rain also yesterday, and it was very cold in the last 2 weeks. So and it's very surprised this 25 degree because it was 13 and 15 degree in the last 2 weeks. So I think so it was the end of the summer.
Okay. So in how was it last winter for you there? Did it get really cold?
No, and it's not snow, so it didn't snow last winter here in Bonn, but just 20 kilometer far away it was snow also, but so it was snow, but here not, and it was not so cold. And I don't
Okay.
know, this winter maybe colder. Yes, because last summer in August at this time that was a really summer time, as I remember. So in September also was so good weather, but no, not, and in August
Okay.
also not. But as
So
I see, you have a very good day because I see that the sun is shining now.
let me have a look. Yeah, it's starting to come out. Um, you know, here where I live, in this country, they're having a drought right now in the Dominican Republic. So almost every day is bright and sunny and hot.
Mm.
Um, this week, we finally got a little bit of rain. And the week before, there was like a tropical storm that came by and it dumped a lot of rain. But
Oh,
other than that, every day it's like sunny and hot. I like it. I don't like the water. Like I don't like it when it's too rainy because then you get lots of mosquitoes and lots of mold and things kind of grow in the apartments. But when it's dry and hot, everything stays good. I like it better.
yes. In Hungary also has usually very hot summers, but so and it's a miss for me because here in Germany I didn't experience this,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So it's a big difference
Yes.
between the two countries.
Yes, because it's here in Bonn, in Germany. So this is the west of Germany, and it's ocean climate, not continental as in Hungary and on the east of Germany and in Austria. So it's very different, I think.
Okay.
And there are a lot of suddenly storm and lots of rain,
Hmm.
and I don't like it.
So are you there permanently though, or is this a temporary move to Germany?
We planned it for a temporary, but maybe it will be. So we decided that we would like to stay here if we can, because we love the town, and of course we can live in a higher level here in Bonn than in Hungary. because my friend is a web designer and I'm a project manager, and in Hungary we just earned not the half, it's fewer than half of our salary, which we can here earn.
So you were earning less than
yes.
In Hungary.
Yes, again, thank you. Less than half in Hungary.
Okay, so why is there such a difference, do you think, in the pay between the two countries?
Because the Germany economy is so higher level, and here there are a lot of multinational company who's can pay the expert, and I think so in Germany they like so much that than someone expert in something, and they can pay a lot of money for this knowledge. But in Hungary, usually just you can work, and if it's some problem, you haven't call an expert, because you have to solve this problem and you have to learn this and you have to do it. So it's another mentality, as I think.
Okay, so Germany as a country, it's just a bit more advanced economically, and their way of thinking is different.
Yes, I think. And of course, in Europe, Germany, more, so the best exporter in Europe, and so Germany's economy more stable, more stable as Hungary, and yes, here we use euro, not Hungarian forint, so it's another money.
Okay.
So there are a lot of things, of course, so not just this mentality and economy, but I think so these two things the most important when we talk about the difference between the two countries.
So Hungary is not in the European Union, then? It doesn't use the same money.
Hungary is in the European Union, but not use euro.
Okay. So they've maintained their own system of currency, etc. So how does that affect jobs and things like that? Would it be better if Hungary used the euro, do you think?
Maybe it will be better to the economy and for companies, and when we just follow this way, it will be better for everybody in the country. But because there are a lot of problems nowadays with the global economy, I think so maybe we can wait for 1 or 2 years, and we can see what will be happen with those countries who just use euro.
Okay, I see what you mean. So do you think that the government of Hungary is kind of waiting to see what the next couple of years will bring for all of Europe before they start to change the money?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So now you said you are a plant manager, is that what you said?
Project manager.
Project manager.
Project manager.
Okay.
Yes.
So what kind of projects do you work on?
Web design and web development projects and iOS programming.
Okay, and so your husband also is in web design. So do you work at?
Yes, we have a little company. we have a little company, and we have Hungarian clients. But now we live here because my partner got a job at the Deutsche Telekom EG as a visual manager on the design direction, and I just would like to work also here because, okay, we have this little startup company, but we can't focus on this because he work every day at the telecom, so it's not so easy. And I just supply my application to Trivago. This is a travel searcher, hotel searcher company, and they have a center in Düsseldorf. It's near for Bonn, and I would like to work there. So maybe next week I have a job interview with them, I hope. But I don't know. So this work will be not a project management work. This will be a data science, business intelligence, data science work. So data mining. If you know what does it mean. So from a lot of different application, we just collect data from about users, and we can do reports and some statistical result
Okay.
about their habits on the
So
site.
this is to promote specific advertising.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So that's what everybody's talking about, right? Their internet privacy and the data that companies are able to get about them from their web surfing and things like that.
Yes.
Very interesting, Eva. Well, I wish you all the best in your job
Thank you
search.
very much.
I hope it goes well for you. How is your German?
Pretty good, but I can be better. I think so, but I learned when I was a child German, so it was not so hard to start to learn again when we in last year came here. But of course, I can't speak so good. But here at Trivago, they don't require German knowledge, just English knowledge, and it's very cool. And they have German school for those who didn't know this language.
Okay, very interesting. So is there a lot of similarities between Hungarian and German, or are they totally different?
Not totally different, just you can live in Germany in more peace. And so when I was a boss at an agency in Hungary on Budapest, I have to work every night, every weekend, and it was very, very stressful. And I did it for more years, and I think so I can't do it in the future again. So it was very, very hard. And I know that you must work for your salary and everything, but I think so I would like a harmony between my work and my personal life. Personal life.
Yeah, that's the trick, isn't it? Finding something that isn't so demanding of your time or your energy that you have nothing left for your family or for yourself. That can happen,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I think so. A little bit stress need, because it can motivate you to push yourself to the best. But so you can do everything very well. But there is a line, so there is a border when no more stress. I think so.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about something that gives a lot of people some stress, and that's asking for a raise. That's what our class is going to be
Yes.
about today. Have you ever had to do that?
Yes, I did in Hungary, of course, and it was successful. But it was, I think so, on time. So I asked in the perfect time, because my
Okay.
boss also think that, okay, when you do this and I see this result, so you can get more money.
Maybe he was expecting you to come and talk to him.
Yes.
All right, so it went successfully for you. Now, as a project manager, did you ever have employees come to you and ask for a raise?
Yes, of course, but I know. So first, when I hire someone, for example, a developer, I know that so we give a little bit more money for people, and in these years, just once or twice comes people to me that they want more, and we can discuss it. So I understand when they have a wedding and they have tried to create a family maybe in the next 1-2 years, and he's a man, not a woman, so he would like to earn more money to funding or fundating, I don't know how can I say, so make a bigger foundation for the family. So safety things, and okay, we can raise his salary, but of course that it means that he should do something new thing in his work. Describe, so when we when we describe his work, we just say that okay, you have to do more and more things because you get more salary, so you can work.
That would.
Sorry, I don't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, now.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, maybe I didn't speak into the microphone. Increased responsibilities is maybe what you're thinking of. So when he comes and asks for a raise, you're saying he has a family, so he has increased financial needs. Whoops, my keyboard stopped working. Hello, hang on a second, Ava. Let's say hi to Catherine here. Hello, Catherine. Catherine, we can't hear you. We just hear a lot of noise. Oh, she's gone again. Uh-oh. She's having some technical issues.
Yes, I think so also.
So when a man or woman has increased financial needs, maybe because of a family, they come and ask for a raise. But along with the raise, if they're going to get more pay, you feel as if they should also have increased responsibilities.
Yes.
Okay, very
and I
good.
think so it's fair thing. When you work at a company for 2 or 3 years ago, you can ask a raise, but because there is a time, so you have more experience and you know very much this company, and you are so you have a loyalty for this company because you would like to work here more and more time, and you would like a bigger salary. But when you just ask for nothing, so you just do your work every day, and for example, just you work at the company just for 1 year, I think so it's not a reason to ask a raise.
Okay, so time is not the only factor.
Yes.
It is a factor. I mean, if somebody's been a loyal employee for maybe years, it makes sense that that loyalty could be rewarded. But that shouldn't be the only factor, right?
Yes, of course.
Now, have a look at this picture. Let me just turn on my screen share here. And tell me what you think of this scene. What is going on?
The employee pray for his boss to raise his salary.
Yeah, so we would say he is begging. Begging for a raise. Please, 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 please.
I think
like
so.
That.
It's not a good way to reach his goal.
Okay, why not?
Because I think so. He has not a. He is not a serious man. So not. I don't know. I just feel that it's not a good way because you can be strong and you should be strong and confident and smart and you got the salary raise. But when you just begging, I think so. It's not good.
Okay, so when you approach your boss for a raise, you need to have some evidence, right, that you deserve that raise. So what sorts of things do you think you could present to the boss to show him that you deserve a raise?
Okay, I think so. That you should present, for example, your results of your works in the last half year or year period. So maybe that was some goal, and you can present how you could reach these goals. It's a good point, and of course you can present your advantages. For example, your smart things and what did you give for your company qualifications. Yes. So what did you give to your team, to your boss, to the job, to the project? So what is your strengths and what would you do in the future? I think so. It's also very important when I was a boss. I know that it was very difficult to believe that somebody really want to work here after 1 or 2 years, and it's not a white lie. And you can investigate for that employees who would like to really work with you and would like to improve his knowledge. These things.
Okay, good. So yeah, you mentioned some really good points there. If you go in and you want to present your case to the boss, you want him to really see that he doesn't want to lose you as an employee. That you've contributed to the company, you've had successes, and if you've been increasing the profit of the company, he's likely to be more inclined to let you share in the increase of those profits, right?
Right.
So let's look now at a document here. If you have it open, I did place it in the chat box, but I'm going to zoom in a little bit on mine here.
Okay, I see. Thanks.
That's better?
Yes.
Okay. So we have here what are called some useful phrases when you're negotiating with the boss, some things that might be useful. For example, let's just read through these. What's this first one?
It's a bit difficult, but...
Okay. Now, when do you think in the negotiation you might need to use a phrase like that?
It's a bit difficult for me, but I would like a little bit raise my salary because not so easy to manage my family in these years, and I haven't got a raise salary for in the last 2 or 3 years. So maybe we can discuss this topic.
Okay, good. And so by presenting it and saying it's a bit difficult, it shows you're not arrogant, you're not expecting something, you're more humble when you come.
So it's more polite.
Yeah, exactly. It softens what you're about to say a little bit. All right, the next one. What's the next one say?
I really feel it's about time.
Okay.
I think so. It's easy. So I really feel it's about time to improve myself for a new position and get a little bit raise in my salary, and I think so this is the perfect time to do these changes.
Okay, good. So you wouldn't be able to use that phrase if you only had been hired 6 months ago, right?
Yes.
This is for somebody who's established a record of good work. Okay, how about this one?
I have made good progress. Okay, so I would like a raise because I have made a good progress in the last project, and I think so it's increased the company's name in the in this professional community.
Okay, very
For
good.
example.
You got a good imagination, Ava. This is going to be fun when we get down into the dialogue.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
how
I
about this
really,
one?
I really feel that I've grown in the job. Okay, so years ago we discussed that I can be a manager maybe in the future, and I think so. I really feel that I've grown in the job now.
Okay, yeah, that's the idea. You're trying to open up a dialogue about how you have advanced, how you have changed. All right, what about the next phrase?
I've taken on a lot more responsibility. I really don't understand. I think so exactly.
This is a phrasal verb right here, taken on. So to take on means that you have accepted or you have started to do more. For example, somebody might say, I've taken on a second job. So it means that they had one job, but now they have accepted a second job. So they're working two jobs. They've taken on something else.
Okay. And this is the past tense. I just thinking about
Yeah,
that.
what he's saying
So
is,
I did more
right?
responsibility in the past, in the last 1 years, for these things, and I think so. I have taken a lot of more responsibility um, about it, so I maybe can get a raise in my salary. It's good
Exactly.
raise in my salary or just raise salary. I
You
don't
could
know.
you can say it several different ways. You could
Okay,
say a pay raise. You could say a salary increase.
salary increase. It's beautiful.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Um, an increase in salary. There's a lot of different ways to say it.
Okay.
In Britain, in England, they don't say raise, they say rise.
Rise.
I would like a pay rise.
Hmm.
But in North America, we use the word raise.
Raise. But the increase meaning the same in England and in America
That's
also.
right.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what about this one?
It's time that it was recognized. So of course I just work here for a long time, and I think so it's time that it was recognized that I can get a salary increase.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. And maybe you could even link some of these together. For example, the one just before it, whoops, I've taken on a lot more responsibility, and I feel it's
Yes, yes,
time
yeah,
that was recognized.
yes. So I work a lot about these things, and I've taken on a lot more responsibility. Therefore, I feel so that it's time that it was recognized.
Yeah,
That
that's good. Yeah. Or you can, instead of saying recognized, you could use this phrase.
Each time my efforts were rewarded.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Which do you think would be better?
The second one, because it's more positive. So um, so I just managed it for a long time, and I spend a lot of time and effort. I put a lot of effort into this, so I think so I can reward it. So it's not just an ask; it's phew, it's hard to explain what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I must to check it in the translator a little. Yes, prize, fee, award, prize. I think so. The prize, the best word for it. So this salary increase, it's a prize for me because I worked for it.
Okay, yeah, good. So it's a deserved reward. It's well deserved. Do you know
Yes.
that word?
Yes.
Whoops. Yeah,
De
deserved. Okay.
deserve.
It doesn't have a C at the end. That was a typing mistake. Okay. Now let's just jump down here to this last one.
Should I put this request in writing? Okay.
Why might
So
that be a good phrase?
I don't know. I think so. Just it's a polite form. Then we say about this thing, but so not sudden. So not immediately. I didn't write a letter to my boss with this ask because it's a formal version. And I think so when I just speak with my boss about these things, so talk about this before I write it, it's better. But if I close my discussion about these things with this question, it's a very good point to not just talking about this, but we can do this. So it's
Okay.
not stopped on with this talking.
All right. So if you start, like you said, if you started by sending your boss a letter without ever talking to him, it's kind of impersonal. It's cold, right?
Yes, it's very cold.
But when you go to him, you have a nice discussion, but you don't want him to forget about what you talked about. Maybe
Yeah.
he made some promises to you in your conversation. So now by putting it in writing, it's like a protection for you, right?
Yes.
Later on, you can say, remember we had this conversation, I sent you this letter. You could show him a copy of the letter. Okay, so now we're going to do a dialogue together, you and me, and you're going to see how these phrases are used in the dialogue. So you will be Abigail, and I will be Mark.
Okay.
So as you read through it, see if you can try to put the feeling into the words, like an actress.
Okay. Hi, Ryan. Are you free for a quick chat now?
Sure, come in, sit down. What can I do for you?
Okay. Well, it's a bit difficult, but I really feel that it's about time that I had a pay rise.
Okay, and why do you feel like that?
Well, I have been here now for 3 years, and in that time I have made good progress. I really feel that I've grown in the job, and I've taken on a lot more responsibility. I just think it's time that it was recognized and that my efforts were rewarded.
Right. So you feel that you're on a low salary for your current position and current responsibilities, do you?
Yeah, I do believe that. What I've contributed to the department over recent months means that I should be paid more.
Okay, well, what kind of raise would you be looking for?
Well, I think that 3% on top of the usual annual rise within inflation isn't too much to ask.
3%. Hmm. Right. Well, as you know, I can't just give you a pay rise immediately, just like that. I'll have to discuss it with the other managers here. And as you can imagine, there aren't unlimited funds available for things like this. But you might be pleased to hear that we are having a pay review meeting very soon, and I'll make sure we discuss your request then.
Okay, fine. Should I put this request in writing as well? So we all have a record of this discussion.
Yes, that would be a good idea. Email me and also copy it to Human Resources. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
great job. Great job. I'm glad we've been able to sort out our difficulties here. So, as we went through it, you saw in the bold text the different phrases that we had just been talking about. So, which parts of this dialogue do you feel went very well? Like what did you see here that you think was especially effective?
I think so. The third Abigail paragraph, when she or I use a lot of phrases. So I have made good progress. I really feel that I've grown in the job I've taken. It's a lot of phrases that means so just cause I did this, cause I am good for this. So a lot of reason for salary increases. I think so. It's very good because you can use it not just for salary increases. You can use it every position negotiation or other maybe project or the team things. So I think so. These very very useful phrases.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's important to clearly establish your value to the
Yes.
company, and so that's why those phrases are good. And none of them make you sound like you're bragging. You don't want to sound like you think you're so important. But at the same time, you need to make it clear that you have been working hard. Okay. Um, what about this one here?
I do believe that. I think so. It's do believe that it's a very not aggressive but very confident when I say this, and it's I am maybe stronger when I use this phrase.
Okay, good. So it's like you say, it's your personal confidence in what you're
Yes.
saying. You want that to come across. Remember the picture. Do you think this guy seems very confident?
No, no, not so much.
So what's going on in the mind of his boss right here?
Maybe okay. Tomorrow I just fire him out.
Could be, could be. All right, let's look at a different picture here and tell me what differences you might notice. Here's the second picture.
It was a negotiation, not a pray or not an ask. I think so. It's a business woman who just take a take a negotiation about your salary. So it's a may better way.
Yeah, she's not begging for it.
Not begging, yes.
Maybe what do you think she might have here in this clipboard down here? Possibly.
Responsibilities.
Yeah, she's come prepared, right? She's got some things she could clearly show what she's been accomplishing, what she's been doing. Maybe she even has some evidence of what other people are being paid for her job.
Maybe yes, but I think so. I think so. It's not a good way when you know the other work employees how many salary. Okay, that you know it, but when you talking about this, it's a very bad point in your job. I think so.
I think you'd have to be careful, but like take for example your job as a project manager for the web company. Imagine if in doing some research you found out that other companies were paying 10 or 15% more to the people doing your job. Do you think that that might be something you could bring to the attention of your boss?
Maybe, but maybe my boss will say that, okay, you can work that company here. So I think so. The first thing is my results and my knowledge, and then, okay, when I would like to push him this way more and more and more, I can say that, okay, just see that other companies pay a lot of more, so lots of this salary, and maybe it's a reason, but not the first thing when I start a negotiation about my salary.
So you need to be careful about how you would use something like that.
Yes.
Okay, very good. I see we have a student has popped in. We have Elias. Hello, Elias.
Hello, sir. How are you? Good morning.
Good. Nice to have you in the class. How have you been today?
I am good, thank you. I am fine, and you?
Very good. Yes. The sun is shining and it's looking like it's going to be a great day. So, where are you from?
I am Moroccan.
Okay, fantastic. How is the weather in Morocco today?
Now it's shining. The weather is fine. It's shining.
Excellent.
So we have the
So,
same.
am I pronouncing your name correctly, Elias?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, have you been following the class?
So I know I have just logged on.
Okay.
I have
We've
just
been
logged on. So to my surprise, I came across this class, and to my surprise, this is my favorite class, business. So
okay. So you wanted to check it out.
to participate, if you don't mind,
Okay,
sir. I'm
not a
sorry for
problem.
late. I apologize for the fact I am late, for the late.
I tell you what, in the chat box is we've gone through this dialogue, so you could download it and maybe review some of the vocabulary after the class. But what we're going to do now is I have a brief YouTube clip that we're going to watch together. And I'm going to put the link in the chat box. Now, when you open this YouTube clip, it's only a couple of minutes long, but it's going to give us 5 suggestions for asking for a raise from our boss. So what I want you to try and do is just jot down the 5 suggestions, and then afterwards we'll come back and we'll talk about them. So go ahead and mute your microphones and then watch the clip, and I'll meet you back here in the classroom in just a couple of minutes. Okay? Okay, are you both back in the classroom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Elias is back, and how about Eva?
I'm here.
Okay, good. So, there we had 5 different tips for successfully negotiating a raise. So, Elias, did you notice what the first suggestion was?
The first suggestion lies in the fact that one has to choose the convenient time or for asking. So, for asking a pay raise, one should choose the best moment, the most convenient time.
Okay, very good. So, Elias, what times did the man suggest are bad?
So it depends.
What
You
do you
mean
think?
you mean on the video?
Yeah, what did he suggest on the video?
It's just that one should, while negotiating the pay raise, should choose he should go for the best moment. Moreover, he should manifest or show uh, his performance during the job.
That's right. Okay, that was point number 2. But just thinking about point number 1 for a minute more. Remember, he had the calendar, and he said, "Don't do it
During the week. So,
at this
so
time."
yes, there's a timetable, one
Yeah,
table, and the seeker or the candidate should go for or pick up the right moment the week, the
okay,
7 days.
good. Now, Ava, did you catch his suggestion? Did he say it would be okay to ask on Friday? Would that be a good day to do it?
No, Friday is a bad day because everybody has a weekend program which started on Friday, so it's a very bad choice. But
Mhm.
and that was in the video that EM also bad. So maybe just
Yeah,
from Monday to Thursday on afternoon, can you ask salary increase?
that's sort of what he was indicating. So imagine, it's first thing in the morning, and your boss is coming in with his cup of coffee. Uh, it's maybe not the best time to say, "Hey, give me some money." All right. What about point number 2, Eva? What was point number 2?
It was a suggestion that you shouldn't be emotional because it's a business. So it's a negotiation, not a question about your emotional and your personal thing. Okay, but not just why you would like a
Okay.
salary increasement. So you have reasons, you have presentate why, and you have good points
Right. You've got to be prepared. That was what he said.
prepared. Yes.
So, Elias, if you were going to go ask for a raise, what information would you provide your boss? How would you prepare yourself?
I will prepare myself about underlying my contribution to this company, how I have how have I how I have contributed to the development or to this company.
Very good. That's a very important step to show your value.
And,
Okay.
about my productivity and my performance.
Right. Very good. So, what about point number 3, Elias? Did you catch it?
So it is written on your side. That means on your side. So the third,
Yeah.
the third option is, I think, wait before you ask. So here, one should wait before you ask.
Okay. And what's the minimum amount of time you should wait?
I think that there is an interplay between the first and the third option.
Okay. Go ahead and tell us about that.
Huh?
What do you mean by that? Explain.
The third option, as you have mentioned, we should ask for a pay raise in a specific moment. So we should one should see the opportunity to ask for such thing. For the third option, I think there is a correlation, there is a connection between the first and the third. One should wait, should not rush.
Mm-hmm. Right, because you need to establish a record of good work.
Yes, records.
All right, excellent. Eva, what was point number 4?
Don't use ultimatums.
Ultimatums.
Ultimatums, okay. Ultimatums.
Okay. Give me an example of, I'm the boss, you give me an ultimatum.
If you don't give me salary increase, I just go and tell everybody that story what happened in the last summer on that party.
Okay. Yeah, that's like blackmail almost, they call that. Blackmail.
Blackmail.
An ultimatum, you're close. An ultimatum is more like, give me the raise or I'm going to quit.
Go.
The threat, no?
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. And why do you think, Eva, that is a bad position to take?
That sorry, I don't understand. That is a bad position. What's the bad?
if you give me an ultimatum.
Yeah, ultimatum. It's very bad because nobody loves those people who just give ultimatums and can't presentate nothing else. For example, results are just so it's not a good idea.
Okay, all right, Isma. Elias, anything to add to that?
I think that this action is a breach of confidence and trust and betrayal to one duty. One should not reveal or raise the secret of the work. Even either one should not reveal the secret of work or one personal life. It's against principles, against principle and ethics.
Okay, so it would be unethical to do something like that. Okay. Elias, did you get the 5th point?
We hope so.
What's number 5?
Number 5, don't use number 5. 5. Number 5, negotiate. Okay. One should negotiate things outside of money.
Okay, what does that mean?
One should keep away from asking for money.
Yeah, because maybe I'm the boss and I say, hey, Elias, I'd love to give you a raise, but there's nothing left in the budget. So what could you ask for instead of a raise?
For a vacation.
Ah, very good.
But vacation entails expenses too.
It's true, but sometimes I guess maybe the boss has a little more power to allocate you some days off instead of allocating you more money. He can maybe get away with that.
If someone goes on vacation, he will leave a void in his job. So
That's true. Just hope the boss doesn't think about that.
Yeah, inconvenient.
Okay. Eva, was there anything else you could ask for?
Not ask, but I think so. It's talk about not just money, because when you have a negotiation, maybe it's not the salary the main point. Maybe just your position or your deserved or yes. So you deserved something for your job. So just you would like to feel yourself valuable at the company, and maybe it's more important, and you get a salary increase easier when you would like to be more valuable, not just more money.
Okay, very good. So that was an interesting discussion with you. Our time is up for today, unfortunately.
I hope that you
But
provide us with more. I hope that you provide us with more classes so that I can attend these classes, which are my
more,
favorite.
you want more business classes.
This is
I will
my
try to
job.
do that. Then if I get enough interest in them, then I'll try to do some more like this. Tomorrow at this same time, I have a class. It's not a business class. But it's a class about culture and specifically good manners. Uh, Different countries have different ideas of what is acceptable manners or behavior etiquette. So we're going to talk about that and learn some vocabulary about that. So if you're available, I invite you to join me for tomorrow's class. It's been nice to be with both of you for this hour, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, bye bye, sir. Thank you.
Bye bye, Elias.